When your dog tilts its head, most people think it's simply being cute. But what if that tiny movement is actually your dog trying to understand you? Scientists have studied this behavior for years, and what they've discovered is far more fascinating than most dog owners realize. Because in that exact moment, your dog isn't just hearing your voice, it's analyzing your words, your facial expressions, your body language, and even your emotions, all at the same time. And once you understand what's really happening, you'll never look at a head tilt the same way again. For years, researchers believed the answer was simple. Dogs tilt their heads to hear better. And that explanation is partly true. Unlike humans, dogs can move each ear independently, using more than 18 tiny muscles to capture sounds from different directions. When you speak, your dog's brain compares tiny differences in timing and volume between both ears, helping it estimate exactly where your voice is coming from. But here's the mystery. If hearing were the only reason, dogs would tilt their heads every time they heard a sound. They don't. Some dogs do it constantly, while others almost never do, which means something else is happening. Then, researchers noticed something unexpected. Dogs with longer muzzles seem to tilt their heads far more often than flat-faced breeds. That observation led to a fascinating possibility. A long muzzle can partially block a dog's forward view, especially when it's looking directly at your face. So by tilting its head, your dog may simply be changing its angle to see you more clearly. Your eyes,
Your mouth, your expressions. In other words, your dog isn't just listening, it's reading you. And that changes everything. Now, think about this. Flat-faced breeds, like pugs and bulldogs, often tilt their heads much less than breeds like border collies, golden retrievers, or German shepherds. One possible reason is that their shorter muzzle blocks less of their vision. They simply don't need to adjust their viewing angle as often. It's a small difference, but it may explain why two dogs can respond so differently to the exact same conversation. But the story doesn't end there. Behaviorists have noticed something remarkable. Every time your dog tilts its head, what do? You smile. You laugh. You speak in a softer voice. Maybe you pet them. Maybe you grab your phone because they look adorable. Dogs are incredibly good at learning which behaviors earn attention. If a simple head tilt makes you smile, your dog remembers that. Over time, what begins as a natural response can become a learned social behavior. Your dog discovers that one tiny movement captures your attention. And attention is one of the most powerful rewards you can give. So the next time your dog tilts its head, don't assume it's only being cute. It may be listening more carefully, trying to see you more clearly, trying to understand what you're saying and how you're feeling. Or it may simply know that this tiny gesture melts your heart every single time. That small head tilt isn't just adorable. It may be one of the clearest signs of how deeply your dog is paying attention to you. And perhaps that's what makes the bond between humans and dogs so extraordinary. If your dog does this, tell us in the comments. And if you're curious about the hidden psychology behind the animals we love most, subscribe to Behavo, because the next discovery might completely change the way you understand your pet.